Hi guys. Now in this video, in the previous video rather, you were introduced rather to what a quadratic expression is. Now in this video we'll be looking at how do we identify the value of A, the value of B, and the value of C. So as we had started out with the general form of a quadratic, and we said that in its general form a quadratic looks something like this: ax squared plus bx plus C. Now, if I should ask you what is the value of A, I would love for you to identify in a quadratic B and C. So let's look at some quadratics that have numbers in it now. Let's say I had 3x squared plus 4x plus 2. Okay, I could have asked what is the value of A, and by comparison you would have said, well, then 3 is in front of x squared, so A is 3. So you can say then A is equal to 3. I could also ask you for the value of B, and B is in front of x, and if you look carefully here, 4 is in front of x, so B would be equal to 4. Okay, and again I could ask you what is the value of C, and C is the constant, and you notice we have a number here which is 2, so C would be 2, and that's how you identify what is A, B, and C in a quadratic expression. Okay, let's look at another example quickly before we go. So let me just split the screen here. Okay, now in the second example, alright, just let me change my color. Alright, good. Now I have, let's say for example, I am going to use another form, because I don't want you to be used to that. When you look in books, if you don't see ax squared plus bx plus c, then it's not a quadratic. They could also use other letters to represent a quadratic, such as px squared plus qx plus r. Okay, and as you notice, I just change the variables, but if you should look carefully, it is the same thing. I want, if any area of math that you're doing and you come across a quadratic, not because it's not in this form doesn't mean that it's not a quadratic. What makes it a quadratic is the fact that the highest power of the variable in x is 2, or x squared. Now let's just look at another example. Let's say you were given 5x squared minus x minus 3. Okay, and you're asked to identify P or Q or R. Again, you'd go through the same process, right? You would say P is equal to, and P is in front of the x squared, and again 5 is in front of it, so P is 5. Okay, and then my Q is the coefficient of the term in x, so Q would be equal to, and if you notice the coefficient of x here, there would be a 1 there, and that is what that you have to carry the sign, so this is a -1. Okay, and my coefficient for 3 would be -3. Always remember the sign, sorry, for r rather, is equal to -3. And that's it. That's how we identify the letters, the numbers, or the coefficients and the constant in a quadratic expression. Thank you. If you have any comments, or if you're still not clear, feel free to leave your comments or ask a question. We'll get back to you. Bye bye.